This is a little quick PSA, and I'm sorry for who might be offended, but I don't give a fuck. It needs to be said because a lot of people, there's a trend that's happening, and I don't like it, right? I was watching an episode of the Braxton Family Values, and they were saying that if you're not prepared to do something about your man cheating, let that nigga cheat in peace. And I swear to God, that is something that I resonate with. Like, let your man cheat in peace because you're not doing anything about it. There's no reason why you're allowing this man to keep coming into your life time after time after this nigga cheated on you, damn near beat your ass. Like, you cannot continue to allow this to happen and then be wondering why the shit is happening. What do you want from people? Cause if you're allowing your man to cheat, if you're not prepared to leave your nigga, if you're not prepared to sit down and be like, this needs to change or I'm leaving, and they're not changing, and that's what I'm it's okay to give the person you love a second chance. Everybody deserves a second chance. However, when is enough enough? When do you sit down and say, okay, it's time for me to make a stand, to take a stand and figure out why is this not working? Let me fall back and figure out this significant other is not performing the way he needs to perform, right? And I'm saying he because men cheat. Come on now. And I'm guilty of it. I'm guilty of taking my nigga back time after time. You know what I mean? I'm guilty of doing that. However, when there's a cycle that keeps reoccurring, eventually you have to say, all right, let me stop and regroup. Let's rethink this whole situation because clearly something isn't working, right? And when you allow it, and that's one of the reasons why I never tell people my relationship situations. People won't even know that I'm even talking to people because I don't like telling people because of the simple fact that I know that I would allow a lot of shit to go on. And I know if I complain about it, it's pretty much going in one ear and out the other. You're just complaining for no fucking reason. There's no reason why if you're one of these people, there's no reason why you're going to your friends and you're like, oh, my nigga cheated again, blah, 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 blah. But you're still doing the situation. And then it's for example, now I'll tell a little quick story. So I had a friend who, nigga been doing a bunch of different shit, blah, 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 blah. Just wrong shit. And then he found out that during their relationship, he actually was cheating on somebody. He pretty much found out this is a new cheating situation that he didn't know prior to. And in the midst of all of this, they're whole ass dating at the time. They're separated, they're not together, but they still, in cahoots, right? So they in cahoots, and he I tell him that, X, Y, and Z, this happened, X, Y, and Z, right? And my friend is like, oh, that's bullshit, blah, 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 blah. But I'm like, you can't be mad because what about all the other shit that they did in the past? What about all the shit that happened? Now, I'm not in no way, I've learned that you cannot tell a person. It's so fucked up as a friend. If you're that friend, you never tell your friend to leave a person. That's not right to do. You cannot do that. You cannot sit here and say you need to leave that nigga. Unless they really getting battered and abused. But at the end of the day, you don't know what that person does to your friend. You know what I mean? You don't know how your friend feels around that person. So don't ever tell your friend you need to do this, you need to do that in their relationship because you're not in their relationship. But so what I'm saying is, if my friend is in cahoots with this man that keeps doing him dirty, and then time after time, he's taking his nigga back, he keep taking him back. Of course, he's going to continue to do you wrong. He don't take you seriously. He don't understand that you are about your shit. You know what I mean? And that's something that I had to realize growing up, or like in relationships. You know, a person only does what you allow them to do. And for example, my past relationship, right? Time after time, bullshit, and I kept allowing it. But eventually you just gotta let it, you gotta let that shit go, because they're going to continue to do you dirty if you don't say shit about it, if you don't do shit about it. And I'm not saying like, I'm in a bad place with my ex or whatever, but at the end of the day, you have to make a stand. So to circle back to the original task at hand, if you're not going to take a stand and put your foot down and make a conscious decision of doing better and allowing yourself to have better, let your nigga do whatever the fuck he wants to do. Stop complaining about the bullshit that your nigga is doing when you're allowing the bullshit to continue. I guess I'm going to leave it at that, because that was a solid ending.